Hi, today we're going to be building some metal racks to store all my extra steel on, so let's get right onto it. Alright, it is time to start welding, so we're going to just start putting things together, marking things out, and then we'll go ahead and use magnets, make sure everything stays at 90-degree angles, and start tacking this stuff together. Alright, tack it up. Alright, this is a tack together form of what we're going to make. We're going to make 3 of them, and this one's just simply tacked together. There's no really solid welds except for the ones I had to do on the bottom because my welder sucks and it wouldn't tack. Probably my fault. But I'm going to do this, and I'm debating adding end caps just so you don't see through the tubing and then they're not collecting cobwebs and looking all ugly over time. But I'm thinking about adding end caps, but then we're for sure going to weld this solid, but I want to get all 3 of these tacked together before I do any more solid welding on it. All right, I decided I don't like the look of the frames without an end piece, an end cap. So we're gonna go ahead and cut some end caps and then get those slapped in. That looks kind of weird. I think it would look a lot more finished if I put an end cap in. So we're gonna go ahead and make some out of this 1-inch strip. Gonna be worth it. All right, we have got 3 stands. We're now going to, I think we're gonna go ahead and paint them just so that they're not getting rust underneath on the bottom right away. So I think we're gonna go ahead and give this a quick primer hit and then get some paint on them. All right, now we just gotta let them sit and dry for a little while. Once they're dry, we're gonna go ahead and take them outside so I can actually keep working, and we'll probably get the first coat of black paint on them. Well, a little goofy with automotive paint, but I think it actually looks kind of nice. So we'll let that dry out here and then we'll clear coat it and call it a day. I think we're gonna go ahead and mask these off and then put undercoat, vehicle undercoat on the feet, just so that when they're sitting in the building, if water comes in, that's even more protection so that it's not getting rusted and wet and gonna corrode away eventually. Just kind of try to make these things last a little longer. So we're going to tape up on the faces where the steel will be touching when we load these. And we're going to put this Gorilla Tape on so when you put them down in, it doesn't scratch away at the paint and eventually cause these to rust out. Well, I would say these worked out pretty well. You're not going to ding up the paint when you set tubing down in. If it slides across, it's not going to damage anything. Got undercoating put on the feet so that even if water kind of rises up, it can't rust them out. We got paint on everything so that just humidity in the air won't rust it out. Clear coat to protect the paint underneath it. We got tape on the feet so that they're not scuffing up the bottom of them and eventually wearing the paint off. And we got 3 of them, so we have no sagging in the middle here, because if you only have 1 on each end, eventually your tubing will warp as it falls down. But since we got 3, don't got to worry about that. So I would say this is pretty successful here. I think this is a pretty good scenario we got going. So these are going to be moved into the metal shed to store steel. So I'll have to get that all kind of moved around and cleaned out first before I can put these in there. But sadly, my shed isn't big enough to store stuff in, so I store it in that other building. So I'll get this all cleaned out in there, and I'll move these in, and we can start storing metal in there. It means I have a small order of steel tubing coming in, and we can get that brought over. Alright, so I think that's going to wrap up this video for today. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this. These are actually super simple to make, so if you want to go ahead and make them, it's just 20 inches tall, and there's a 10-inch piece in between, which gives you 10 inches of shelving space. I made the feet 8 inches long, which you could even go shorter. I just didn't want to risk them tipping over. And then the gussets down here are really extra. It's just so that I'm planning on having a lot of weight in there. So I just have those so that they can't buckle outward, but you don't even necessarily need those. So super simple, nice concept, I think. I'm kind of happy with the way they turned out. But I think they'll work out really good, so I look forward to using them. I hope you guys all enjoyed watching this. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.